Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Time Out with Sports Adda. Good morning, everyone. We have witnessed a very hectic Super Sunday. Two big matches ending in a super over yesterday. So it's been a late night for everyone. And today it's a Monday morning, and we have somebody special today on our show. Somebody who's actually a part of the cricketing fraternity in Mumbai, who's actually playing and pursuing cricket as a profession, who's joining us to give his views on the league. Yash, welcome to the show. Welcome to Time Out with Sports Adda.
Thank you so much, Akhil. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. And yes, indeed, a great Super Sunday. The best Sunday one could have asked for, a super over in the end. And I haven't gotten much sleep, to be honest, because I was still, in that zone that what a match we've had on our hands.
Absolutely. I mean, you've seen the show previously, and our other guest Arun Gopal Krishnan would have been
Yeah.
really happy. He really
Yeah.
liked He really likes Chennai, and he really likes Kane Williamson. So, except for the
Ah.
finish yesterday, Kane Williamson not finishing the match, he would have been very happy with the results yesterday. Did the matches go in favor of the people that you were supporting?
Speaking of Chennai first, I also love Chennai a lot, and I have been a Mahendra Singh Dhoni fan since a long time. So, I was very happy when Chennai won, but yeah, at the same time, I too felt that Sunrisers deserved that win after a brilliant chase and playing at Chennai. And we all know Kane Williamson and how good of a player he is. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed there, but in the end, I got a lot of entertainment out of the game.
Fantastic. So, Yash, while we do a review of yesterday's games, I'm going to ask you a few questions where I'd like
Yeah.
to know what is your mindset as a player who's currently practicing, who's looking forward to play in maybe this league itself with some of the players. So we'll talk a little bit about that also during this podcast. Uh,
Yes.
what about the first game? Like, were you surprised with the kind of margin Bangalore came in as hot favorites after 4 wins back to back? Were you surprised with the margin of the defeat for them?
No, firstly, the toss was very important here, and Chennai winning the toss and choosing to bat first because Wankhede is a flat pitch, and
Hmm.
surprisingly, there was quite a lot of turn in the second innings,
Hmm.
and the first wicket when it fell of Virat Kohli. Since then, Ravindra Jadeja created havoc after that. It was just a Jaddu show, the whole
Yeah,
game.
yeah. But do you think the Wankhede wicket like acts differently under lights versus an afternoon game
Yeah,
yesterday? Does that make a
yeah.
difference?
It does. It does. When you are batting first in the daytime in an afternoon game, the first innings, if you are bowling, there is not much swing. But as the lights come into consideration and as the day goes towards the evening 8:30, you get that bit of moisture on the pitch as well and a bit of swing. And because of the dew factor in the second game, if there is a second game at Wankhede, there's always that dew factor into consideration, which gets the ball better onto the bat
Yeah,
and makes
yeah.
it life even worse for the bowlers, especially the spinners.
Yeah, I mean Jadeja, like you mentioned, was unstoppable yesterday.
Yeah.
But so you play cricket very actively and you've played at various levels. What happens when you drop a catch? Can you give like us an example of somebody
I
dropping a catch? How do you
I'll
feel when you
give
drop
my
a catch?
example. I'll give my example. The very last year, we it was a very decisive game for us to qualify in the local league, and I was performing very well, with the bat and ball. But that one catch I dropped, and that man scored 50, and we lost the game. So the feeling that you feel is like you just want to run away from here. कि मुझे यहाँ से ले जाओ. I don't want to be here anymore.
So that's how Dan Christian must have felt yesterday, isn't it? Like
Yes.
Bangalore had that match in like decent control, and just that one drop catch and one guy just exploded. So I think Dan Christian will be now on Jadeja's Diwali gift cards thing. Every Diwali he'll be receiving some gift card from Jadeja.
Dan Christian must be in coma by now because he dropped the catch on the first ball. I think second ball, Jadeja played two dot balls and then he dropped the
Yeah,
catch at mid wicket.
yeah.
And that was a sitter. Dan Christian has been a veteran in Australia. He has played all the levels, and for a player of his stature, he dropped a very dolly catch. So he must be getting nightmares of Jadeja, doing talwarbazi.
And Chennai are on like they are on a good space right now, isn't it? Their
Yeah.
openers have done
Mhm.
well. Yesterday also they got them off to a good start. Both
Yeah.
Padikkal, Ruturaj Gaikwad and Duplessis are looking like they know what they are going to do, the rate that they want to score at. And of course, with Karan, Sam Curran didn't bat yesterday, and still Chennai managed to get such a good score. They must be in a good
Absolutely.
space.
Definitely a good space. Sam Curran, Dwayne Bravo as well. He also didn't bat yesterday. We know how lethal these two can be. But speaking of the rest batting, like you just said, Ruturaj Gaikwad coming to form, and we all know he's a great player and he's very talented. And it was high time that he showed that talent meets performance as well, and he performed really well yesterday. And Faf du Plessis has been the unsung hero of Chennai Super Kings for so long now. He has to
Yeah.
be given more credit than he usually gets. So all in all, yeah, you're right. They're in very good space when it comes to the batting.
Fantastic. And should we now move on to the second game, which was something
Yeah.
that made us all wait and like stay up longer yesterday? So first super over of this year. Last year we had a lot of super overs, two on one day also, if you remember.
Yeah.
But yesterday, what do you think? Hyderabad should have won that game in the end.
I actually would say the other thing. I thought Delhi should have won the game well in
Much
advance.
earlier.
Yeah, much earlier. It should have been done and dusted. And Delhi bowlers, that one Avesh Khan over actually changed the course of the game. And like you said, Kane Williamson, he is a match winner for New Zealand, and he's got that poise on him. You look at him; he was not out till the end. And if he would be batting, and you never expect him not to finish a match. He's that good a player. And it was
Yeah.
surprising to me that in the end, just like you said, Hyderabad failed to, finish the game.
Yeah, I think the Hyderabad management will be very disappointed with the way they started the match. I think letting Prithvi Shaw get all those runs immediately in the beginning, that's where they they fell a little away. Like that's a disadvantage that the bowlers without Bhuvaneshwar couldn't get that
Yeah.
kind of control on Prithvi. So missing two big bowlers, Bhuvaneshwar and Natarajan, that's a big blow. So I think that's where Hyderabad missed a couple of good bowlers. What about that short run? Like short run in a super over, you
Uh,
get penalized for not running properly. In
that
Mumbai
is
cricket, that's how that will be penalized by making you run rounds, isn't it?
in Mumbai cricket, they will drop you the next game. They'll be like, "Bhai, tumhara ho gaya," because that is unforgivable at that level. You taking a short run, and the matches of small margins as well. You're playing a super over, one run makes a lot of difference, and that's what mattered in the end. They won on the last ball.
That's what mattered for Punjab last year. If you remember, one short run
Yeah,
in that over, and they could
Chris
have just
Jordan.
won that match and qualified for knockout. So, I
Yes,
mean, people sometimes forget how small margins, like how cricket is a game of small margins, and
yes.
these kind of short runs are like these will stay in your memory. Like after losing a few matches, you go back and think about like losing such games. But what about Rabada? Do you think he's a little off color, allowing 16 runs in the last over? He's such a top-notch bowler, always has delivered for Delhi and South Africa. Would he be disappointed giving away 16 runs in the last over, 15 runs?
Yeah, Akhil, of course. I mean, Rabada has made a reputation over the years that he's a match winner, and he has been the purple cap holder last season as well. So he has been among the wickets. But coming this year into the IPL, the pitches are different. Obviously, the time is different when we are playing cricket. It's the summer time, so there's not much help for the pacers as well. And
Hmm.
especially playing on a Chennai pitch, you need a bit more variation, or there should be something other than the normal that you have. And Rabada
Hmm.
was just with the quicker ones, he wasn't getting much purchase out of the wicket. There was a surprising thing actually, which I wanted to bring to light was Delhi versus Mumbai. Delhi started off with Marcus Stoinis. He's
Hmm.
not a regular bowler. He's
Hmm.
a sixth bowler, if I may say.
Yeah,
Even Punjab against Mumbai, they started with
on
Moises
wickets.
Henriquez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Vijay Shankar could have been an option early up front for Sunrisers, and the slow bowlers have gotten much more use of that pitch and have been much more effective than
Hmm.
the out and out quick bowlers on pitches like Chennai.
Yeah, good point. Very good point. That's something that maybe Hyderabad could have explored by getting Vijay Shankar. That's a very good point. One thing I was thinking when I was watching the game yesterday, that, like both the teams in the second match had one extraordinary batsman in their lineup. Like
Yeah,
one guy who averages 60 in Test cricket, the other guy who averages around 53, 54 in Test cricket.
yeah,
And Williamson batted in a time where it was more difficult to bat. The pitch had
yeah,
become slower. They were under pressure with wickets going early. But the way he batted, easily getting gaps, finding boundaries wherever he needed to, while somebody like a Steve Smith was getting like runs down to third man, edging runs, and
Yeah.
then he got a drop catch. So
Yes.
see the beauty of cricket, like people who average 60 and 55, and you know how difficult it would be to average those numbers. But that's the
Yes.
beauty of cricket. It's even like top batsmen like these have to like grind out runs, isn't it?
Absolutely. And pitches like Chennai actually test your character as well as skill at the same time. Skill is not everything, and not as a character, you need a right combination of both. And these two are actually the perfect examples that you gave, because both of them, average a lot. They are very high averaging players in Test cricket. And what we saw was, calculated risk from Kane Williamson. The shots that he played of Ashwin, of Amit Mishra, he played the back foot cover drives and all.
Yeah.
All these shots were from the cricket textbook. He didn't try to get a lot of cheeky stuff, except for the last paddle scoop or
Reverse
the
sweep.
odd
The
reverse
reverse
sweep.
sweep
Yeah,
over slip.
yeah, yeah. So something like that is, that's the improvisation that they bring after playing that much level. They are level-headed at one point, and taking chances was required for Kane Williamson. But speaking of Steven Smith, when you're batting first on any pitch, you don't know what a good total is. You feel
Yeah.
the more the merrier. But in
Yeah.
your mind, you always have a total back of your mind that 150 might be a par total on this pitch. And Steven Smith was trying to hoik it on the leg side, and as we know, he's very unorthodox in his technique, and the bat face closes early. So yeah, you were right when he tried to hook it on the leg side, and the ball went over third man.
Okay, lovely. So now today's game coming up, the league caravan goes on to a new city this time. Moving on from Mumbai, they go to Ahmedabad today.
Yeah.
Expecting a lot of changes in the pitches, the way that pitches have behaved in Chennai. Ahmedabad must be a little more batting friendly for the teams, I guess. Look at the scores here.
Yeah. If you look at the scores, only two teams have been able to defend. Only twice it has happened, like in the last two games, that Indian team has been able to defend the total.
Yeah,
Otherwise, the first three games were easily chased. But speaking of the Ahmedabad pitch, Akhil, if you look at the Test series, it was completely bowler dominated at the
yeah,
Ahmedabad pitch. Now,
yeah.
in the T20 eyes, you saw the complete opposite. It was a batting friendly pitch. So I hope they prepare flatter wickets so that we see some good cricket. So I already want to apologize to the bowlers well in advance, because it's going to be a nightmare for them.
So that means teams will have to tweak combinations that they've been used to in Chennai or in Mumbai where they've been playing,
Yeah.
right? Like if they were having spinners in the team, a lot more spinners, then they will probably need to get somebody who can bowl at the death, somebody who can mix up the slower ones again, because you are expecting not too much help from the pitch there. It's going to be like hit through the line kind of a wicket.
Yeah. It could be. It could be. As the first match hasn't been played, so we don't know how the pitch would be. But we are hoping, if we are taking into consideration that it's going to be a flat pitch or a batting friendly pitch, then yeah, they might need to tweak a little. Players. If you talk about today's game, the Punjab Kings playing on the KKR, Punjab might need to look at a Riley Meredith or a Jai Richardson, because they need that added bowler, fast bowler in the attack, because all the
Hmm.
spinners won't be able to get that much purchase if the pitch is a very flat pitch.
Yeah, Punjab really need help against Kolkata, isn't it? Since the stats are really stacked up in terms of in favor of Punjab actually, in terms of in favor of
Kolkata.
Kolkata since 2014. Punjab have not really been able to get a stranglehold on them, and this is exactly how Kolkata stack up against Mumbai. So this is a different feeling for them. I mean, will it be nice for them that they're coming after such a big defeat, that they know that they've played well against opposition? Do you think that will be there in their mind?
It will be, but on the given day, the Punjab team that the stats are showing was not the same team that it is today. Today, you
Hmm.
have it's a revamped Punjab Kings, not the Kings 11 Punjab anymore. They've got
Hmm.
some good batters, they've got some good bowlers as well, some experienced cricketers, and they've got Anil Kumble as the coach. So, such things matter. And
Hmm.
like you said, the stats showed correctly. Since 2014, in 2014 they lost two very crucial games: the first playoff
Final also, right?
and the final as well.
Yeah.
So that was a very big setback for them. But since then, it's been it's a pretty easy ride for KKR since then.
Fantastic. One of the key aspects to Punjab's consistency in this season, not consistency, but the way that they've played has been much better than previously, is because of their opening pair.
Yeah,
This is probably the most dangerous opening pair that is present in the league. Mayank and Rahul batting together is been a beautiful partnership. They are both good friends off the field also. They like hanging around. And what do you think? Like, what do you think about these contributions? It's like a perfect combination for the team, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And these two have been Karnataka boys and have played together all these years in domestic cricket. So that also makes the relationship even more stronger. The communication
Mm.
is much better. Like you
Mm.
saw Sehwag and Gambhir at one point, they were
Mm.
inseparable.
Yeah,
So
of course.
yeah. So speaking of Karnataka boys, they complement each other really well because I've seen innings where Mayank Agarwal has taken the attack to the bowler, so KL has been just hulking the ball or just playing those singles around, and it's been
Mm.
the other way. If KL has been in good form, Mayank is the one who takes the second one.
Absolutely. What about? Okay, I mean, there was a stat which said that strike rate was overrated.
Yeah,
That Rahul had spoken about sometime. But Mayank Agarwal's strike rate is like way. It's almost 150, which is
yeah.
that means he's an impact player, right? He comes and he gets the impetus for Punjab very early on, and probably allows the rest of the lineup to just relax and play their game. So I think Mayank has been a real core for Punjab.
Absolutely. Last season, you saw that 100 that he scored against Delhi. He was
Yeah.
fantastic. And the way he bats, we know that he can take the game to the opposition. And he's the one who dominates in the first two. Out of those two, he's
Yeah.
the more dominating player. KL is
Yeah.
the one who bats through the innings. So yeah, you are right when you talk about that strike rate because he goes from the first ball itself. And looking
Mm.
at that, since all these years, Punjab have had a good batting lineup, but in the last 3 years, they've made sure that it clicks and it's everything is fine for them. Anil Kumble
Mm.
doesn't have to think much about the openers when it comes to these two.
Absolutely. And I think his opposite number, Brendan McCullum, will have to think a little bit of the openers, right? Because the
Yes,
opener that with whom all of us have had so much hope and we really love watching him bat, Shubman Gill, has not really got
absolutely.
off to a flying start yet. He must be disappointed with these numbers, isn't it?
Absolutely, he must be disappointed. He has, been performing really well at the international level in the Test cricket,
Mm.
but T20 cricket is completely different, and we all know the kind of talent he has. And it's high time that he, delivers. And he's got two starts as well. If you look at the scores, he's not. It's
Yeah.
not that he's got out pretty cheaply. He has got to those 10, 15 run starts. And in
It's
T20
very
cricket,
sharp looking boundaries. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. One of the innings he played against, I think the RCB, he hit a couple of flat sixes to Jamieson,
Mm.
and he was going really well. And it was like one shot too many. So that's the difference between a player who is matured and who is really, I don't know how to frame this, but it's something like there is a difference. If you're mature and you experience, that it matters at
Mm.
such times. A player like Dinesh Karthik probably wouldn't have gone for all these shots. He would have been much more calculated. And I think Dinesh Karthik is the man for KKR because he's been batting very low down the order. And I think he could be used a bit better in this batting lineup that they have.
I mean, they really sent Andre Russell after the 14th over last match, and Dinesh Karthik is you're saying is not getting enough batting. So, I mean, I think Kolkata will really be struggling to put up a great batting lineup there because they do
Yeah.
have the talent. We all know they have explosive talent. It's just about getting them right, probably in chunks, so that they can all express themselves. Is I think what the quandary will be. Anyways, thank you. Like this has been a good session having you on board. We managed to see what active current cricketer, what his insights are about watching the game and
Yeah.
what he would be feeling. Are you missing going to Mumbai and watching the games live this time
Oh,
because of the
it's the
lockdown?
worst feeling. It's the worst feeling. I'm locked in my house. I can't go out. I can't play cricket. Watching is completely different. Going to the stadium, watching the Mumbai Indians play, it's a different feeling. So I really miss that. And let's hope that this gets over quickly so that we can go back and watch the cricket games in the stadiums and watch a couple of huge
Absolutely.
sixes from the Pandya brothers and the Pollards.
Absolutely. Until then, we'll keep watching. Let's ask viewers to keep watching our show. And
Yes.
thank you so much for joining us today. And we'll look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. This was Time Out with Sports Adda.
Thank you, Akhil.